Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of On My Way From Work. Today is January 7th, I hope, maybe yesterday was 7th, I don't know. So today, as the title will say, I guess, was a big test for my ego, because we had the discussion about notifications with the team, where, what was my idea? We are going to deploy the notifications gradually, which means doing some minimum viable product and then add the feature on the go. And the team understood it as the minimum viable product will be all the stuff that has been planned for the whole ticket of mine, and it will be deployed like in one go. So today we had like half an hour discussion about it, about the pros and cons. I was strongly for adding the value gradually, which means we are now adding the notification feature. So the minimum viable product would be to add the bell with all the notifications for the assigned tasks. And if it was by me, I would just ship this because it adds some value to the user. It's not perfect, it doesn't do much, but it's something users can use, and it adds the value, and it does the continuous deployment and continuous integration, and users will find the features, the other features later. And the other guys were like, let's not do it like this, but let's create a separate branch where I will merge the small pull requests with my steps, which I thought would be releases each, and then merge the big branch to main and do one big release and just rebase it gradually on the current main and just do one big merge at the end in one big squashed commit, which I don't very like, because when there is a big merge, all the people who are affected by the code changes need to fix their code because of that, like in the big bang, and there may be a lot of breaking changes for their workflows. So I also proposed the feature flags, that we would just hide the feature behind a flag until it's fully developed. Because the other argument by the other guys, which I fully agree, is that we shouldn't ship something that is not finished. And when something is not finished, like totally finished, the users may have bad impression, because just notifications which are just showing the list of them and nothing else is not like usable feature. So there is a risk that the users will not use it in the future, or it may do a bad impression on them. Also, some people may deploy this one specific version and don't upgrade in the future, so they may have like version with only the list of notifications half a year on their machines. So that would not make a good impression on the users, which I agree. I still don't find it as critical as the let's say, development comfort, doing it step by step and release it gradually. Also, the strong argument by the team, which I also agree, is once we create API for the notifications on the backend, we have to keep the API and make non-breaking changes into it. So when we decide later in the notifications development that the API is not great, or maybe the database structure is not great, it will be forever in the changelog. It will just create the tables, and then we would need to migrate the tables. And also with the API, some users may start to implement their own clients for the API, and then we would make breaking changes to them, which would also not be great. So it was like, which I understand those arguments. I also was in Wandera, where the graduate deployment was on the daily basis and it was doable. And like we already have the end-to-end tests, the Cypress tests, also the integration tests. So yeah, I was kinda disappointed from myself, because I felt like I didn't make my point clear, or I didn't communicate it properly, so the others didn't hear what I was trying to say. But maybe they were, maybe they I don't know what I wanted to say. I wanted to say something different now. Sorry for that. So it was like a test on my ego, because it is highly probable that the guys saw something more than I did, and I don't push it by force by any means. I was repeating it during the discussion. So yeah, I wanted to say something more and I've forgotten it. Damn. I think it was a nice discussion. Maybe it wasn't the most productive one. Yeah, I know what I wanted to say. I was arguing that the notifications are not something critical, and or something that would like break the workflows if it doesn't go 100% well. So, and we were just talking in a theoretical level. So I was like, how about doing it by these small increments, and then reflect upon it if it was good or it wasn't good, and we all will learn something from the process. I guess I would learn that it was a bad idea, and I said that the others could tell me, we told you, and I would have to fix it, and I would just swear myself to grave. And also I thought that maybe I can show the others that it's not that bad as they think, and it might go quite well, because the database structure and the API is kinda predictable. Like it's going to be just a list of notifications with some linked entities, and then just fetching the notifications, maybe in pages, but it will still be like easy API. which would just add functionality as time goes. So this point was not accepted very well. So it was kind of hurtful, but not for the people. I don't blame the people. It's just my reaction of, I don't know what it is, like not being accepted, something like that. So yeah, I need to work with that, learn how to tackle this, because it will happen to me in life many times more. So yeah, it was kind of long talk, but it was a big issue for me from today. I was like, I'm not going to share this because it's like I should talk about things that I'm perfect at them, and this is something that I probably didn't handle as well, or I don't have opinion about it, or doesn't make me in a good light. But then I was like, no, this is exactly what I should do, because it's the part of the therapy maybe. And so I'm recording this episode. I'm making myself mentally naked in front of you, metaphorically, because this is something I like about others, when others share what they don't know or didn't handle perfectly. So maybe this will light somebody's day, that they are not the only one who feeling daunted or depressed from the work, because it just happens. There are different styles of work, and we have to work as a team. So it's not always easy. Yeah. Sounds kind of snobbish from me maybe. But yeah, something like that. On the other hand, I got review by Honza on the what I call MVP, and he proposed different event listeners. Like, I don't have to listen to entity being saved, but there is the project activity event, that something was added to the project or it was modified. And then I stumbled upon the service for sending emails about a new task being assigned. So I decided to use this one, which should just work. And I already tested it, so it works. And also there is some standardized model in the, I don't know the pronunciation, HATEOS, HATEOAS, which I read as hate oath, which is not the correct pronunciation. So I spent the rest of the day trying to bring it to this model, which there are components. For example, for the task, there are mappers or converters of the database objects to the API level objects. But the problem is that tasks are the Enterprise Edition feature, which is in the different module, and I wasn't able to make it work easily. Honza proposed that I can create an interface which would be in the base package, and then create the implementation in the EE package of the one dependent class. And if the EE is not present on runtime, it's just it gets resolved to null, and I can make a condition upon this. So I will try it tomorrow. Also, we had English speaking Tuesday today, so we were speaking English all day, so it was like even harder to understand the emotions by the discussion because everybody was just like trying to say it in English the way they can, me also, and the emotions were like not in the speech, so it was hard to read the situation. Yeah, it was just, yeah. I will try to take something good of it, or some learning opportunity from it, but I don't know, I need to accept it and dissolve it inside myself. It was a tough day, but it was great that I am not like blocked by some processes or something. I'm blocked by my own incompleteness. So it's the thing that I can improve, and it's the best possible scenario. So I am in control of the things that are happening on a project, and I like it when it's like this. Okay, so I was speaking all the way from work to home. I just arrived to my place. So thank you for listening. If you have some experience about developing stuff in small chunks or big chunks and releases, quality of releases, I would be grateful if you put it into comments. Thank you for being here. If you are listening to this, I'm very grateful for your attention. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye.